Ferrari had to come up with something very special to follow the 275 GTB4 cam. What they came up with was the 365 GTB4, better known as the Daytona. Don Johnson probably made this car famous through Miami Vice with his Daytona Spider, but this was the epitome of sports cars in the 1970s. It was the first car to hit 170 miles an hour. It was clocked at almost 200 miles an hour at Le Mans in race trim. These cars were just spectacular cars to drive on the highway. They're a little bit big in the city, the ride is a little bit harsh, but if you ever get one on something like the Autobahn or a major highway where you can really let her go, this is the car to own. Powered with a V12, 2 cams per bank, 6 Weber carburetors, a ZF 5-speed transmission, independent rear end, the Dunlop brakes, the Michelin XWXs, this potent package was clocked at sometimes 180 miles an hour on the Autobahn. Between 1968 and 1973, Ferrari put out 1,300 Daytonas. Only a handful of those were true Daytona Spiders, and it became a popular pastime as prices soared in the late 80s to cut the top off of one of these and make it into a Spider. Prices at that time for a Daytona Spider were anywhere between $1 million and $1.5 million, making it a lucrative business for some people as well. The key to this car is the way it drives, so let's take it for a spin. The first thing you notice is the sweet sound of the 12-cylinder motor. Now, as we get out of town a little bit here, you realize that this car is not a city car. The ride is relatively rough, the car feels heavy, and it is heavy. It's 3,600 pounds. The steering is tough, the braking isn't great. The thing just doesn't like going slow. This car is truly a highway car. But as you're driving along and you hear the RPMs pulling out, music to your ears. The car just seems to like to go fast. The faster it goes, the more planted it becomes, the better the handling is. The steering starts to, if you want, loosen up, and it actually feels like you could slide this thing sideways at a higher speed easier than you could at a slower speed. The car is definitely just a top-end sort of car. What a spectacular car to drive. This thing just cruises at 100 miles an hour effortlessly. Now the beauty of this car is it's not a perfect car, but it's a strong, strong number 2 car. It's a European model, so it's got the plexiglass front end. It doesn't have the optional wire wheels, it's got the chromodoras, and it has the original wood steering wheel. This car was originally finished red with a black interior, probably the most popular of all the colors. It's got 50,000 original kilometers on the car. The car isn't a ground-up restored car. What it is a great driver. The paint on the car is terrific. Somebody spent a lot of time blocking out this car, wet sanding and polishing it. It's got very, very nice paint. The chrome on the car is original. Nobody's ever replated it. I don't think it's been pulled off the car. The dash pad on this car is nearly brand new. The interior of this car is a great original interior. The finish on the wood wheel is like brand new. The seats really don't show 50,000 kilometers worth of wear. Same with the carpets, they still look excellent. Door panels on this car, again, are like brand new. Although this car isn't a ground-up restored car or isn't a super low mileage original car, it's still good value anywhere between $110,000 and $120,000. Keep in mind, those perfect cars are bringing anywhere between $140,000 and $170,000. So this, if you're gonna go out, enjoy the car and do what it's meant to do, is probably your best buy. Not a bad deal for $110,000 to $20,000.